So you don't need to know the how, you just need to have the faith of a mustard seed that your order into the manifesting kitchen is being worked on. It's on its way to you. You don't need to know how it's coming. You just have to trust and believe and embody the vibrational frequency that it's on its way. Hello, hello, and welcome back to Journey of a Fearless Female. I'm your host, Paola Rosser. First, thank you so much for listening here on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. I've checked the analytics, and over 82% of you have yet to subscribe. In order for me to get magnificent guests on this podcast, I need the numbers. So please make sure to hit subscribe. It helps my channel and it helps you to have better guests on the podcast. So this week is a solo episode. I am going to give you the ultimate guide to manifesting through surrendering. I know you're probably thinking to yourself, what? Okay. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by trying to manifest your dreams? Well, in today's video, it's all about learning how to just surrender. Now, surrendering might sound counterintuitive, and it kind of is when you're like trying to achieve your goals because, right, everybody's telling you to take inspired action in completing your goals. And yes, the law of attraction tells you to think and imagine it so that you can hold it in your hand. And there's so much more than just creating a vision board and wanting something. You definitely have to take inspired action. So if you're trying to manifest the love of your life, making lists about what you want in your future soulmate, even cutting out pictures of men that you find attractive or women that you find attractive, whatever suits your whatever suits your fancy, whatever thing that you want, you can, yes, create a vision board, make lists of what you are looking for, but you can't exactly sit on the couch and hope and wish and want and pray and journal that they're going to show up at your front door. You definitely do have to take inspired action, but you also have to let go of the resistance and the control because these are two biggies that are going to really block you in the abundance flow. So, have you ever watched the movie The Soul? I think it's a Pixar movie where the guy is like doing the banjos in the street corner of New York, and he's definitely in his flow state or his bliss state. The law of attraction is all about vibrational frequencies. And I went to go see Esther Hicks. And if you didn't get to watch my video of what I learned at Esther Hicks, make sure you go back and watch this video. It is just an incredible, like, it's so much knowledge to share. But in my Esther Hicks experience, one of the things that I took away from her is that she said that the world speaks in vibrational frequencies. Even Oprah says that she no longer creates manifesting vision boards because all she does is she taps into the vibrational frequency of what she wants and she manifests it. So if you can embody the frequency and the vibration of love, then you will more likely attract the love of your life into your reality. So a lot of us are so busy controlling and resisting, and these two can really, really block the flow or the bliss or the positivity into your life. So, a few years ago, I was really struggling with trying to manifest money into my life. And I was just trying so hard to do all of these mantras. I was journaling. I was using the 369 method where you write, what you want 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times at night. And then finally, I was causing myself to have so much anxiety because I was really trying to control how the money was going to come in that I finally was just like, I can't do this anymore. I was having massive panic attacks trying to create this flow of abundance into my business. I finally just let it go. I let go of the resistance of where this money was going to come from or how it was going to appear into my bank accounts. And lo and behold, I got a call from one of my tax accountants, and he told me that there was a mistake and I was going to receive this huge tax refund. So, once I finally let go of the resistance and the control and I surrendered to the universe, my manifesting came true. My order to the manifestation kitchen came true. I love when you go to a restaurant and you place your order for whatever meal that you're looking for. You don't sit there, after the waiter has left ruminating or worrying that they're going to get the order wrong. You're not sitting there complaining to whoever you're sitting there at dinner with, like, oh my God, they're going to mess it up. Or you're not getting out of your chair and checking the kitchen and making sure that the cook, listened to your order and didn't add tomatoes. And you're not like looking around and telling everyone that there's no way that the chef is going to listen to your order and actually not put tomatoes on your dinner plate. That's what we do when we are trying to manifest. We write down in our journals, we create vision boards, we can even create, like I have a vision board on my phone. So we do this, but then what happens when once we've put in the order into the manifestation kitchen, we ruminate on it, right? We start to come up with all these reasons as to why this may never happen for us in our life. And then we talk to our friends who have limiting beliefs and they have their own, things that keep them stuck. And they start pouring over their fears onto you and your dreams. I mean, I remember when I first put a Range Rover on my vision board and my friend saw it and he said, Paola, there's no way you'll ever drive a Range Rover. Do you know how much those cost? You're only making $42,000 a year. If I allowed that man to keep that negative vibrating thought in the back of my head, in 2017, I would have never received a beautiful white Range Rover as a wedding gift. So you don't need to know the how, you just need to have the faith of a mustard seed that your order into the manifesting kitchen is being worked on. It's on its way to you. You don't need to know how it's coming. You just have to trust and believe and embody the vibrational frequency that it's on its way. So, yes, I put that Range Rover on my vision board in 2008, and I didn't receive it until 2017 because there was so much healing I needed to do before I could actually embody that vibrational frequency. So, I want to dive into 5 actionable steps that you can do to master the art of surrendering so that you can manifest your dreams. Number 1, set clear intentions. Begin by defining what you truly desire. Write it down. Everybody should have a journal. Visualize it. I just did a TikTok video about how powerful visualization is. Quick sidetrack note. I have been using visualization almost all of my life. I have visualized myself getting jobs. I have even visualized myself getting a part on the show Big Brother. Yes, the CBS reality TV show Big Brother. I was actually chosen to go into the house on this reality show. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. I chose to leave the show before it aired. That's a whole nother video and a whole nother discussion. But the fact is that I did use the power of visualization to get myself a position in the house. How did I do it? I spent 5 to 10 minutes a day visualizing myself getting the key to that Big Brother house, running into the house, picking my bed, and sitting on the bed, excited and happy that I got that part. So I visualized it and I embodied the frequency and vibrational frequency of what it would feel like to actually get the job. So that's one of the key things about manifesting and the law of attraction is feeling the emotions as if it's already happening. So stay clear in your intentions because that is the foundation for manifestation. Okay, guys? The foundation for manifestation is sitting in the bliss of what it's going to feel like when your order that you put into the manifesting kitchen has arrived. So just and I just did another video on this on TikTok. If you're not following me on TikTok, you must follow me. I'm at Paola Rosser. I post a lot of videos on there. I recently did a video about the power of visualization and how our brain doesn't know the difference between reality and an imagined scenario. If you've never done the trick or have ever done the exercise where someone tells you to hold out your hand and imagine a lemon and then imagine yourself biting the lemon. Your mouth will start salivating and your face will start to pucker because it is expecting the sour taste. Our brain doesn't know the difference, which is why it's so important to spend 5 to 10 minutes a day visualizing everything that you've put into the manifesting kitchen or on your vision board. Okay. So let's say you've put a vision board on your vision board, a trip to Bora Bora. If, again, you don't need to know the how, you just want this trip to Bora Bora, right? So even if you have to watch videos about Bora Bora, if you need to watch, vlogs of people going there so that you can get that image in your head, and then spend 5 to 10 minutes a day visualizing yourself in Bora Bora, maybe at the Four Seasons, in one of those pools, in the clear waters. Just spend 5 to 10 minutes a day visualizing yourself there and then surrender. Okay, so number 2, practice daily gratitude. I've told you guys this before. Gratitude is the law of increase. Gratitude was the very first step that completely changed my life. I highly, highly recommend that if you do not already have a gratitude journal, then you need to have one. And if you're watching this video and you don't have a gratitude journal and you want one, please find me on Instagram, send me a private DM, your address, and I will send you a free gratitude journal. Yes, you heard me right. A free gratitude journal while supplies last, okay? Because I only have so many. But if you're watching this and you really want to revolutionize and transform your life, then you need to start writing down what you're grateful for. I learned this through Oprah. Yes, if Oprah can become a billionaire and live the life that she gets to live every single day through the practice of gratitude, then I was going to pick it up. And I've told this story before, but I started doing gratitude journaling when I was unemployed, single, living in a small studio apartment, driving a junky Honda Civic that had the front bumper drag along as I drove down the street. I had maybe 3 plates, 1 fork, 2 spoons, 1 knife. I wore the same shoes for an entire year that I had to have a bucket to wash my feet in because my feet stank so bad from wearing the same shoes over and over at work. I mean, even my friend Ruby used to call them my cucarachas. But I'm telling you, the moment I implemented writing 5 gratitudes a day, my life changed. It completely turned like upside down. Now, when I was in that place in my life, I could not find 5 things to be grateful for. Because again, I was unemployed, I was single, I was depressed. I really was struggling to try to find light in a dark place. And I forced myself to write 5 things. And in the beginning, it was just like, I'm so grateful that I can see. I'm so grateful that my legs work. I'm so grateful that I have a bed to sleep in. I'm so grateful that I have food in my refrigerator. I'm so grateful that I have running water. Sometimes you just have to start with the basics, especially if you're experiencing one of the dark nights of the soul. Oops. My bad. That's my alarm to remember to drink water because Yeah, a girl needs to hydrate. Pause. You should be putting alarms, reminder alarms for whatever you need to do, whether it's take your vitamins, drink more water, maybe check in with yourself. Alarms are good so that you can remind yourself. Sometimes I'm going that I forget to take a pause and drink some water, take my vitamins, check in with myself, see how I feel. And I feel amazing because I'm doing this YouTube video. So again, going back to number 2, which is practice gratitude daily. I That's one of the very first steps I tell all of my clients to do, and I've had remarkable stories. I had a client who was going through a divorce. She had 3 young children. She had never had her own place. She literally went from her mom's house into her husband's house. She was struggling financially. She was like, there's no way I can do this. There's no way. I mean, I remember her crying and telling me there's absolutely no way, no how that I'm going to survive this divorce. Okay. And even though she kind of like was mad that my solution to her problem was to start daily gratitudes, she did it. And it started with small ones like, I love that, you know, the sunlight is piercing through the window as I'm taking a shower. I love my cold cup of coffee, in the backyard. I love that my son puts his chest on or his head on my chest. She started with just small little gratitudes. And I'm telling you, I think it was even less than 90 days, not only did she move out of her ex husband's house, she found a cute little home for her children where the landlord gave her a discount because she grew up with a single mom and she knew that whole ordeal of going through a divorce. She got a job as a manager at a company, and her second business side hustle started to flourish. I mean, her life completely changed. So, if you take anything from this video, the one thing that you should do is practice daily gratitude. Writing it down solidifies it. And honestly, like when you could look back at your journals and think of the things that you were grateful for back when you had nothing, you are going to feel even more overwhelmed to continue the practice. Okay, so let's go back. We did number 1, which is set clear intentions. Number 2, practice daily gratitude. And number 3, release the how. And I've said this multiple times in this video already, release how this is going to come about. Okay. I am a type A personality. It's a struggle for me to surrender and let go of the resistance too. And a lot of the times, our brain is constantly trying to figure out the how. How is this going to work? How am I going to get to Bora Bora? How am I going to get the love of my life? How am I going to get the Range Rover in my driveway? How am I going to make more money in my business? How, right? And logistically, our subconscious mind is constantly trying to figure out the how. Now, this is a big part of how you should surrender into your manifesting. Like, this is why you have to surrender, is because you have to let go of the how. Um, we come from an infinite source, an infinite intelligence that created the stars, the universe, the microbes in the water, in the ocean water. Um, It created every organism, every parasite, every bug, every bird, every butterfly, every cloud, every molecule, every atom. And yet we put limitations on source, the divine, God, spirit, the field of intelligence that created all of us and every single thing on this beautiful place called planet Earth. We give it limitations and we tell it, here is my manifesting journal. Here are the things that I want. And then we bring it back to ourselves and say, there's no way you can do this for me. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, my order is too big or too complicated, and I just can't see the how. And so I'm telling you to stop stressing about how your dreams will come true. Focus on what you want and not how it will happen. This was a big lesson for me because, like I said, I'm a type A personality. I have to figure it out. I'm a researcher at heart. I'm always reading books. I'm always Googling. I'm always watching YouTube videos. I'm trying to figure out the how. But the universe, source, the divine will always surprise you and tell you, you don't need to know the how. That's my job. And so, if you go back to the story that I was telling you earlier, where I said I needed to figure out how I was going to make more money in my business, how I needed to pay some bills, I needed to pay off this. I'm thinking that I'm going to bring in more money through clients. I'm going to bring in more money through my revenue stream through the podcast, or, a TikTok is going to go viral. I am trying to figure out the how, when in reality, in the background, God was already creating my order, and there was a mistake in my taxes, and the money came in an unexpected way. So trust that God, source, the divine, has your order, knows exactly what you want. I tell my clients, sometimes we don't know the desires of our heart, but God definitely does. And you have to trust that what he has is bigger and better than you can personally ever imagine. Right? I mean, I just went to the beach the other day with my friend, and she's stressing about something. And I leaned down and I grabbed a grain of sand. If you've ever seen a grain of sand, it's barely a speck on your finger. And she goes, yeah, yeah, I know. You have to have the faith of a mustard seed. I said, no, 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 no. That's not what I was going to say. I was going to say that our wisdom, our knowledge is but a speck of sand compared to the wisdom and the knowledge and the abundance and everything that is God, source, the divine. Like, we can never fathom the amount of unconditional love that God has for us. Now, I love my stepson. I love my little nephews and my little nieces, and I want to give them the world. And I have conditional love as a human being. So imagine the unconditional love that source, the divine, has for you. And you don't have to earn it. You don't have to like say a certain prayer or be a certain person or have a certain color of skin or grow up on the right side of the tracks. You just get this unconditional love of because you are, because you simply exist. So if you can trust in that, your stuff is on its way. The things that you are praying for, the things that you've been journaling about, the places you want to visit that you've cut out and put on your manifesting vision board, it is on its way. You don't need to know the how. You just need to trust, yes, with the faith of a mustard seed. Okay, number 4, stay present. Okay, one of the biggest things that causes suffering is reliving the past and worrying about the future. So if you are trying to manifest, you have to stay in the present. You can't relive the past because the past will tell you, well, of course, this is not going to happen for you because of A, B, C, and D, and all the failures and all the things and all the limitations and all the fears. If you worry about the future, oh, it's never going to happen. The money's never going to come in. I'm never going to find my husband. I'm never going to get that house. I'm never going to drive my dream car. Life is going to be too hard. Oh my gosh, you're just going insane. You're literally going insane. And what is the definition of insane? Is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So you and I both know that spending time in the past and spending time in the future, either in fear and anxiety and stress, isn't helping us. It's not moving forward. It's not making our order get done faster. It's not going to be delivered faster. We're not helping. So, how do you stay in the present? Now, recently I watched a video about the cheat code to the universe. And in this manifesto that this guy wrote, which is an amazing manifesto, if you want the cheat code via PDF, because I downloaded it, send me an email and I will email it to you. Okay. So just send me an email at team@fearlessfemale.com and say on the subject line, I want the cheat code. I will send you that PDF because it has so many great points in it. But one of the amazing points that I got out of it was that in order to stay present, you have to kind of become the avatar. Okay. So stay with me. I know this is a little bit crazy and woo woo, but if you ever stop to listen to what the voice in your head is saying, it adds a lot of emotion to certain things that you're doing. So, for example, if I find clothes next to the hamper because my husband couldn't pick up the clothes and put them in the hamper, I start to, create a narrative in my head like, oh, I'm so pissed that he couldn't do this. And I add emotion to just a simple task of picking up clothes off the floor and putting them in the hamper. So in the cheat code, I forget his name, this guy writes that just become the avatar and narrate it, but without the emotion. Okay. It'll help you to stay more present, right? Because then if you add emotion to like, oh, he didn't pick up his clothes and I'm so mad, then you start to get mad and then you start to think about other times where you were mad at him and other things that he did that pissed you off. And so you just go into the spiral of negative emotions, which again, the world speaks in vibrational frequencies. And if you want things in your manifesting order to come true, you have to embody that. So, what am I embodying by staying in a negative emotional state? Nothing, girl. Absolutely nothing. So, what you need to do is just narrate what you're doing without the emotion. So I love this cheat code because he says that just become the avatar of your life and just narrate what you're doing without the emotion. I'm picking up clothes, putting it in the hamper. I'm washing the dishes and putting them in the dishwasher. I am filling up my water cup and I'm going upstairs. So when you start to just narrate without the emotion, without that negative feedback, then you don't end up spiraling. You don't go into the past. You don't go into the future. You're just staying present in the things that you're doing. Now, if you've ever had a panic attack or an anxiety attack, they even tell you to just take a moment to breathe and then to look at your environment and pick out anything that is red, anything that is blue, anything that is sitting on the table, because what they're trying to do is keep you in the present moment. When you have panic attacks, anxiety attacks, when fear, stress, all of those negative emotions start to overwhelm you, it's most likely because your thoughts are in the past or your thoughts are in the future and you're worrying about what's going to happen in the future. So, number 4 is stay present. Stay present. We only have the power to stay present. We have no power to hit rewind and we have no power to hit fast forward. So, just stay in the present. That's all we have. Okay. Number 5 is just let go, detach from the specific outcomes and be open to the endless possibilities, the endless possibilities. Okay. So detach from the outcome and just be open to the endless possibilities. So, again, if you go back to number 3, where it's like release the how, your brain, I mean, we're human, right? It's great that we're becoming aware of how we're thinking, but we also have to be realistic. Even though I've been on my healing journey and I've been doing the work and I'm more self aware and I teach you guys these things, I am human. And there are many days where my old patterns want to reemerge, or, you know, like I want to crawl back into my comfort zone of anxiety and panic, and all my old negative thought patterns start to come in. Okay. I am becoming more aware of when they come in, and I try to replace, no, I do. I'm letting go of the word try. I do replace my words with my negative words and my negative thought patterns with positive words, positive affirmations, positive mantras, so that I don't spiral into full on blown panic attacks. One of the biggest things that I've been doing lately is that when the negative thoughts start to come into my mind, I always say, nope, all is well. Everything's working out for my highest good. And I am open to the unlimited possibilities, because at any moment, your life can completely change. At any moment, your life can completely change. Okay. either for the negative or the positive. But obviously, if we are embodying the right frequency, then it can change for the positive. You can win a lotto ticket. You can meet the man at the coffee machine or whatever. You can, win, I just saw somebody on Facebook say that she won tickets over the radio station and she was surprised that they answered on the first call. Like, your life can completely change by one action. Okay. You can meet the right person that's going to introduce you to a book publisher, or maybe someone is going to find your singing video on YouTube and you are going to have a record deal. Be open to the infinite possibilities that your life can turn into. Okay. So let go of how it's going to happen. Let go of the attachment. Like I said earlier, when we're talking about placing your order at a restaurant, you don't go and check on the waiter or check on the chef or reiterate what your order was over and over. No, you simply trust that your order has been read and it's on its way to you. So that's letting go of the attachment. You don't have to look at your vision board every single day. You don't have to read your goals every single day. You don't have to talk about every single day. I didn't talk about me having a Range Rover every single day until 2017. I didn't. I placed the order. I did have to do a lot of healing because I self-sabotaged a lot, but it eventually came. Okay. So trust that Source, the divine, absolutely loves and adores you and wants to give you the world and more. Know that it's on its way to you. Know that you are deserving and worthy of all of your dreams and all of your desires, and you can do, be, and have anything you want. So that is today's episode. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Again, make sure you subscribe because 87% of you haven't yet, and I really need the numbers to get better guests on this podcast. And if you're listening on Spotify, make sure you leave a review. I just figured out how to leave a review on Spotify. And if you're listening to me on Apple Podcasts, again, leave a review. I think I have about 103 reviews there. So thank you so much. I do read every single one of them. And enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again for listening to Journey of a Fearless Female. I'm your host, Paola Rosser. If you're looking for a life coach or a spiritual mentor, you can book a free discovery call with me at www.fearlessfemale.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at fearlessfemale_coach, subscribe to my YouTube channel at fearlessfemale, or find me on TikTok. I'm under at paola.rosser. And if you love this episode, make sure you hit subscribe, share it with your friends, and leave a review. I read every single review, and I truly appreciate the time you spend writing it.